And I think just to kind of solidify that, let's go ahead and talk about Summer Games Fest. And
Yep, I'll switch over.
it's disappointing. Like, it's not that there was anything terrible here either. I mean, there was some fine stuff there, but nothing super exciting to me. There was one thing I really cared about, which we can talk about that when it gets here. But everything else is kind of like, meh.
Do you want to just go one by one, or do you just want to talk? Because I have the whole list on the doc.
We can skip through, throw some B-roll, and we'll just kind of run through.
Yeah. So I guess one of the major things to freaking start the whole thing off is they announced Guile is coming back to Street Fighter 6, which I don't see how that was an announcement. I mean, I believe Guile has been in every single Street Fighter game, so it's
I thought that was kind of like whatever. I didn't play Street Fighter 5, but in every, I would assume he was in there, and if not, he should have been.
He's like one of the integral, Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the game looks cool. I never played a lot of Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 was the one I started to get back into. 5, I didn't even
that's
touch.
the same one for me with Street Fighter 4. I played it for a very short. That was 360 time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I like the colorful kind of animations they got going on, the kind of paint splatter stuff. I mean, it looks neat. And
The thing
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
No, I was just saying backgrounds are always my thing when it comes to fighting games. Like Mortal Kombat, I always love just watching the backgrounds and fighting.
Yeah.
Go keep.
Well, this one they're doing looks like it harkens back to 2, because I feel like there wasn't there this like air carrier one or very similar to it?
I think they said it's almost the same thing because there's even some of the same characters in the background doing things.
So that's cool. No, I mean I think this looks fine.
Are there any characters you really want to see come back? I mean, I know Blanca. We need Blanca. I mean,
I'm not a big enough Street Fighter fan to say, man. I was more of a Soul Calibur. What was the other fighting game? Mortal Kombat.
Tekken?
No, I don't have Mortal Kombat slip in my mind. A little bit of Tekken. But no, I mean, Street Fighter I enjoy, but doesn't quite, get me excited like those other ones would. But it looked fine.
I will say this event, at least for the primary 2-hour event, it was chock filled of which is something I love, is space horror games, which I actually love. Like that's like one of my favorite, genres. I love space or sci-fi, and I love horror. Like combined all that makes me happy. But another one, the second one they talked about was something, I don't know if you. It was actually, I thought it was a sequel to a previous Aliens game. What was the one that just came out? I thought it was a sequel to that one.
Well, they had Isolation, then they had, was it Fireteam Elite or something like that?
That's Fireteam something. I thought it was a sequel to that one, but it turns out this is a new game, which is called Dark Descent. And they barely showed much about this. If you look, I'll switch over. Towards the very end, they show a very short snippet of gameplay, and it looks like some sort of... I'm thinking it looks like a twin-stick shooter from what I saw. I don't know if you can see, but right here, it looks like it's an overhead, maybe twin-stick, right?
That does... Here's the thing. They could just have a camera just on the corner capturing first-person gameplay, too, or third-person. Like, I don't think you can judge by that, because you're not really seeing true gameplay there, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know. Just judging from this, it looks like it might be either twin stick or it could be like an XCOM type where you have like a group of people.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be twin stick.
Then it's probably an RPG.
I don't know.
Because you have like little tiny... I don't know.
But games do this all the time, though. Like, to show you, like, scope, they'll pan... Remember, this is not... necessarily the gameplay. They could have in-engine moved the camera to get a certain perspective. I mean, I could be wrong too. I mean, you might be 100% right, but I wouldn't base the entire assumption off just that. Like, that could have just been an editing trick to put the camera out to show a cool scene.
Just looking to see. So it says here, I'm going to Focus Interactive. What do they primarily make? Let me just look, because that's who's developing it. Focus is a French video game developer.
Sports games,
Sherlock Holmes,
cycling manager,
cycling,
virtual skipper.
I don't know. It doesn't really. I don't think you're getting a good squad-based action. I don't know. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But yeah,
we'll find out more. I mean, the last Aliens games haven't been bad. Isolation, I know, was really good.
I loved Isolation. It went on way too long, but it was a fun game.
I heard middling or mixed things on Fire Teams, but there were enough people I know that enjoyed it for what it was. So keep it going.
And the best one everyone remembers, Colonial Marines. That's everyone's favorite.
Yep. Haha.
All right. So, and another one is
your favorite.
Actually, one of my more anticipated games. that's coming up is Callisto Protocol. This is the same exact trailer they showed during the State of Play event, so nothing really new. I guess the only thing new was they added, there was just a gameplay demo or very short gameplay trailer, I should say, and it looks cool. This is Dead Space. It's basically just Dead Space. Glenn Schofield, the creator of Dead Space, is making this game. He doesn't seem like he's drifting very far off the beaten path. He's just making a new Dead Space game in a different world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, good for him. Or good for the team. That I know there was a lot of, what's a good way to say it? It's like the developers kind of got screwed over a little bit on one of the Dead Spaces, didn't they? Like they got taken off. They didn't get a chance to like make the game they wanted to, or something like that.
I don't remember. It was definitely 3 if that was the case, because 3 was the one nobody liked.
Yeah, I feel like there was an issue there, and I could be wrong on the logistics of it, but it seems like the developers are getting a chance to make the game they wanted to make, and that's good. But yeah, I mean, it looks like Dead Space. I didn't even play much Dead Space, but it looks like Dead Space.
They just went off the beaten path with 3.
Just watch a guy get grinded up. Glad I didn't show that.
The games were like totally different. Like 1 was felt like a true survival horror game, and then 2 kind of drifted a little more actiony, but still had those elements. And then 3 was just totally an action game with like no survival horror elements. Nothing was particularly scary. It was just like, I don't know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, major game for me. Another one was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The trailer, it's like a remaster of that game, which I think this is actually the last major Call of Duty game that I like played through and through.
Yeah,
was Modern Warfare 2. Actually, I think I did play Ghosts at your house, but I only did like the first missions or 2. That was when you first got your Xbox One.
Right.
So I was like, I wanted to kind of just see what the Xbox looked like. So yeah, nothing crazy. To me, it just looks like more Call of Duty. I don't know. I hate to say it.
Did you?
It looks fun though.
Did you play the Modern Warfare remake they did last time?
Nope.
I'm curious, and I haven't played them. Is it literally just like a remake of the original ones, and it's just rebuilt,
I think so.
or is it a new like storyline for it?
I think it's just the same game, just built from the ground up.
I thought I heard there was some new stuff. I could be wrong. I don't know. Because so that just seems like why, or why remake it? Like make the next Modern Warfare. So I think it's because all these characters end up dying. Spoiler alert. But still,
Money.
well, no. But I mean, like
Why.
they could have done this. Make a Modern Warfare. What was the last numbered one they did? Was 3 the last numbered one? I think it might have been before they went to like advanced and stuff like that. They could have made a Modern Warfare 4. And it could have, they could have found these characters in another mission maybe before they all bit the bullet.
The 4 remake was really good, though, from what I heard.
Oh, I heard it was good, and I'm sure this will be good. It's just, I don't know, like, why remake the exact same story? I know that's kind of the thing right now, but I'd rather see some new stuff. It feels kind of wasted. Because if I want to go back and do the story of Modern Warfare 2, I'll go back and play Modern Warfare 2. To me, it doesn't feel that dated. Maybe I'm just getting old and it doesn't matter, but...
See, I have that exact same opinion with another game that's coming up that actually arguably would be like the biggest game on here, which I don't know, you probably know.
Yeah, we're talking about Last of Us. No, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll move on. To me, again, feels like Call of Duty. I'm actually kind of interested in this one. I think what gets my interest up is just kind of knowing Battlefield is so kind of far gone at this point. Now I'm kind of curious to try a Call of Duty game now that Halo Infinite's out of the way too. You know what I mean? Now I'm kind of open to maybe playing some sort of shooter. But
I guess I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't need to play the newest one. Also, I've missed so many. I could go back and play the last Modern Warfare and see how that one turned out. But I'm sure those who are into the franchise still, it looks like a quality Call of Duty game, so I'm sure it will be.
So we'll move on to another one that I thought kind of looked interesting. Was a game called Witchfire.
This one actually looks interesting.
Yeah, it looked like... I tried to explain. It looked like a shooter.
Magic
that
shooter.
Was medieval. Yeah, it looks really weird. I was kind of interested in it. I'm trying to... I had another opinion. I forgot what... it was because when I was watching it earlier, I was like, it looks like this. Oh, it just looks like Doom. It looks like medieval Doom, which kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
That was my...
Yeah, but I like it. If I was going to get back into playing a shooter, I'd play this before I play the new Call of Duty.
There's another game out that I really want to play called Hell... Is it Hellbender? it's a game that's music. I don't know if you know this, but it's like a Doom kind of, but
Oh,
it's
the one that's on
music
the beat.
oriented.
Isn't it called like?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say it's called like BPM or something like that.
No, it's called Hell something.
Well, it's a new one. There was an original one that called I think BPM or something like that, and this one's kind of like another one in that genre. So it's not the first that does it, but yeah, I know what you're
What's
talking
it
about.
called?
I'm curious if I can
I'm
find.
kind of now. I kind of want to real quick look it up.
I'll see if I can find the BPM one too.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
what's
BPM
it called?
bullets per minute. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, I'm thinking of Hellsinger. Yeah, that comes out in September. But it's really clear. I'll actually let's see if I can. Was Hellsinger one that was shown here? Did I have it?
No, I didn't see it.
Nah, either way. But Hellsinger is actually they went out, it's developer, they went out and they got all of these metal and rock singers to come out and make songs for their game.
Hmm.
And basically it's like Doom, but
It's timed.
every time you shoot, you have to like you get more points depending on if you shoot along the beat of the song
Hmm.
that's playing.
Yeah, they got
But
the
if you're
idea
just like,
from this BPM game I've been talking about.
really? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
But
BPM came out in when was this come out? Well, that says 2020, so it's been a while.
but
Yeah,
this one's
2020.
cooler because it has metal music in it.
This one does too. You look up BPM here in a minute when you're done.
Actually, I'll show you right quick.
Oh, it is
It was
here.
already here. Yeah. So I'm showing you, but yeah, they got all these like different peoples, and it's I don't know, it just looks like Doom, but just you're playing with like just like metal music blasting. I think it looks
Who's
fun.
the developer on it?
Um, oh, it's the something. It's on a jacket. I remember if I can find it. Oh,
Funcom. Supermassive.
come on, there was a part. Let me just get to the end. Well, no, no. Oh, it's like the something. I don't
Does
remember.
something.
It's on this guy's jacket. If I can.
It's okay, and you don't have to look it up.
They're the Outsiders. Okay. But yeah, that game looks kind of cool. I've been seeing this one for a long time. So,
Yeah, no, it
all
looks
right,
neat.
well, move on. We went on a tangent here. So another one is another like weird space sci-fi horror game, a game called Fort Solace. This is definitely something I have that Troy Baker's in it. But definitely one I have kind of on my radar again. I like
I
stuff
like
like
The
that. Oh,
Rock.
Shirtless Rock. That's my game right there. Yeah. So we went on from Fort Solace. Oh, this thing is. I thought this thing, like the chapters were correct. They are not correct at all. So he's showing off a game. We had DLC for the game Outriders called World Slayer. That was a game I wanted to play, but I don't think you ever were interested.
What, Outriders?
Yeah,
Um, a little
it's
bit. I
like a
know it's kind of a
Gears of War
Destiny.
like.
It was like a Gears Destiny mix kind of
Hmm.
thing. I was interested, but I heard like as soon as it came out, it had a whole bunch of issues, like you could lose your progress, like with a glitch or something. Like, I'm not messing with that. And then by the time I, thought about me getting back into it, nobody was playing it anymore. So
Well, I would be open to playing it at some point. But yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, Gears of War, Destiny, maybe. Oh well. Let's see. We got some Fall Guys. What did I? Let me just go down my list and look at what stuck out to me. I know. What do we have? Goat Simulator. Oh, okay, so there was another one, a game called. We've known about this one for a while, but Marvel Midnight Suns.
yeah, it's kind of like isn't it like a tactics like car? Is that the card one or is that
Yes.
just the tactics one?
It's a tactics one because it's made by people who made the XCOM games. This game I'm actually kind of worried about, though. I feel like this might be an interesting one to talk about because if they are going along the lines of an XCOM, part of the thing that people love about because it's for Axis, they make XCOM and all those type of games. Part of the thing that people like about the XCOM games is the fact that your people in your group, people in your team, it ratchets up the excitement because your guys could die at any moment, and when your characters die, or one that you've specifically created or named and all that stuff, and when they die, it's permanent. So that's what makes it like super intriguing in the battles. And it's like, well, if in this game, if the people on your teams are like Spider-Man, Wolverine, it's like, well, are they gonna can they die? Which I seriously doubt that would be the
Well, I mean,
case.
I'm not sure how they do it, but they don't have to necessarily die. They could be still taken out in one various way or form. Like, I don't know what the plot is of this, but it looked like she just, like, what, possessed Venom there or did something or
Something
transferred him
like that.
somewhere. So what if when they lose, that happens to them? Then you can't play as them again. Like, there are probably ways to take them off your roster without having to kill them off, because I know canonically that might cause a problem, but maybe not. Maybe they will kill off some superheroes. That'll be fun. I don't know.
It's hard to say that I'm interested in this game because I still haven't seen gameplay. I think most people are expecting it to be an XCOM like because that's all Firaxis like makes.
Right.
But yeah, it looks kind of cool. She has some superheroes that she's turned evilly. That looks cool.
See, so maybe when one of your characters gets caught, they turn evil, and then you got to face them. See, that'd be kind of cool.
Here's Hulk. Yeah, me smash. Arr.
Evil Hulk.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for some Marvel games, but we will see. I'm interested, but I'm cautiously optimistic about this one.
Okay.
So let's see. Anything else? There was some Cuphead DLC. I still haven't played Cuphead. Still want
Cuphead's
to play
pretty
that
good.
at some point.
It's hard though.
I want to
You
play
can't
that
play
one.
hard games though, so you'll never get through it.
I want to play
You'll
that.
be like that guy who couldn't get through the tutorial on Cuphead and couldn't jump over the wall.
And then I'll write an angry review on it immediately after.
This is a terrible
Couldn't
game.
get past. Hated this game.
Yeah.
I guess another one that's super cool. Here's Shredder's Revenge.
Oh
This
yeah.
is one we're all excited for.
Oh, I'm gonna show off too, because I didn't realize. I knew that Limited Run was doing the collector's edition, and when I first saw the collector's edition, I'm like, it kind of looks like whatever. I didn't see the middle tier where you get the game in a freaking VHS box. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's like the $60 version.
I've been buying mini games lately. I've been trying to hold off. I'm getting that though. That thing looks freaking awesome.
I was thinking about doing the same thing.
I'm gonna throw it up here on the screen too. I know you can't see it on yours. I'll just put it on my end.
I looked at it. I saw a picture of it.
But for those who
it looks
haven't,
cool. Yeah, it's in like a VHS case, and it comes with like 3 or 4 items from the big collector's edition.
you get the Steelbook. Steelbook looks fine. You get looks like a reversible color.
I wanted
some
the
stickers.
pizza card.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
get
I
a
want, is just
freaking free pizza.
That's all I want is that free pizza card.
The problem is I usually don't open up my limited run collector stuff, but I want to get that free pizza. So I got to figure I can get the code out.
But I agree. Like that's the one I would go with. I don't want to do it this paycheck because I would have to reach into one of my other accounts. But I think if they're still available next paycheck, I want to buy them.
Well, it says they're running till July.
We got plenty of time then.
Yeah, and I don't think it says. I'm looking to see if it says limited pre-production. Because that's the thing. Sometimes they'll be limited and you have to get them with on time, but a lot of times they just make them to production. It says pre-orders close on Sunday. Yeah, there is no purchase limit on this item, so as long as you get it before July 24th, you're golden. So,
Sweet.
Yep.
But yeah, kind of cool is they said that recently they said Casey Jones is in there, and it can play up to 6 players. But the 6 players is a certain mode, so I'm kind of curious
I'm curious how that's going to work.
how that's going to work.
Yeah, like, I haven't tried to hook up 6 controllers to any of my systems. I didn't know it was something they were capable of. I'm assuming, is that a mode for... Because it says local,
It's a
too.
specific game mode.
Can you hook up 6 controllers to your Switch? I mean, maybe you can.
Is that what you were going to buy yours for, Switch?
Well, I
no,
mean,
'cause it's
I'm going to
Game
play it on
Pass.
Game Pass. I was just curious,
Yeah.
like, can you hook up 6 controllers on your Xbox? The reason I
I think
always...
you can only do 2.
Your Xbox can
You
do
have
4.
two USB and then one on USB on the back, I think. I think you only have 3 to 4. Well, I don't know how
Or
many
talking
ports you have,
wireless on
actually.
your Xbox.
Oh, I was thinking. Sorry, my brain.
It's hard because I still think back to the 360 days where 4 is the only number I can think of because you had your little circle, could only do a quarter each. So I don't know. 6 seems like a lot, but that also seems awesome. So that probably is accurate. I know they made it where you can have a lot of characters in Smash, so apparently that functionality is there. But
Coming to Game Pass. Oh, yeah.
well, I just saw that little Donatello sprite where he's playing a Game Boy.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
So cool. But yeah, that's when me and Phoenix and the buddies, I think we're all going to play that one. I definitely want to stream it at some point.
Yeah, it's awesome that's coming to Game Pass. Like, honestly, that's the game I'm most excited about that they announced during this whole thing was... I mean, not announced. I knew the game was coming out, but I didn't realize it was Game Pass. And I don't know if I even knew it was so soon, if a date had been announced prior to this. So, Was it next week? It's coming out. That's great.
Another one I really liked again, the game Hellsingers. I love metal. I love killing demons. That's gonna be cool. I definitely want to play that on stream.
Yep. Check out the
I'm not
BPM too. You'll probably like that.
not quite sure how much it'll be, but I'm willing to. If it's under 30, I'd be willing to throw them some money just to play it. I'll have to look into the copyright though. Those songs better not be copyrighted or else I'm.
Oh, well, they're copyrighted. I mean, that's a good point. You'll probably have some issues playing those unless they're like, I don't know, distorted somehow or different variations of it. I don't know.
Mm,
No
um, uh,
monetization for you.
uh, let's see. What do we else? We got the Quarry. That's a game me and Phoenix were talking about off stream. I definitely want to play. It's made by those people that made shit. I keep forgetting the name of that
Until
game. I
Dawn.
never Until Dawn.
Yeah,
Definitely one I want to play.
yeah, I'd probably play that one or watch somebody play it. Like I didn't play Until Dawn, but I watched a few playthroughs of it. I mean, it's campy B movie horror kind of stuff, which is kind of cool.
hmm let's see. What else we got? Nightingale. We got Warhammer. Layers of Fear. I've never played any of these games, but these are ones I've definitely been wanting to play. They're more horror based, more they're like walking simulators, but horror element
Right.
type things.
This
Not
was
your
done by was it
Bloober Team.
Bloober Team. Everybody thought they were
Mhm.
making the next Silent Hill.
I don't think that ever was
I know it wasn't a
approved.
thing, but that was the big rumor when they heard about this
It
horror
was.
game come from Bloober Team. Bloober Team's also they were the ones who made the Medium.
Yep.
Yep. So everybody was all up in arms about that. So I find it funny that this is what we're getting.
People, I don't see why people were excited about that because honestly, Bloober Team to this point, in my opinion, or from what I've seen from reviews, they haven't really made like a really super critically acclaimed game to this point. So I don't see why I mean, I get it. They're excited because of
No,
the
people were
name cycle.
not excited. That was the thing.
Oh,
People
they
were,
weren't.
they
I
were
don't
worried
remember.
because the last big thing they made, I think, was the Medium. And correct me if I'm wrong there.
The
Um,
Medium and Layers of Fears,
and
what they're
people
known
were not.
for.
I mean, Medium was kind of mixed, from what I understand. I mean, I watched some of it; it looked all right. But people were
Well,
like,
that
"I
makes
don't want
sense.
these guys making Silent Hill. That last game wasn't scary enough." Blah blah
Well,
blah blah blah. So,
that's where I was going is that I don't if people were excited, I don't see why because they haven't made like a critically acclaimed game to date. So I don't know.
well,
Not crapping on Blue Routine there.
it's hard to say
I'm
that though. I mean, just because they haven't had a critical hit doesn't mean this next one won't be. So I'm not going to, knock down their potential. But
mm. Then they talked about Gotham Knights, which is a game
are you
I'm
excited about this at
I'm
all?
not excited. I'm very cautious when it comes to this title because it's just there's nothing really exciting coming out of it. There's no Batman. There's the gameplay from what I've seen looks very. It just looks kind of bland. It looks very bland. I think that's my problem with what I've seen
I
from this
think what's going
game
to hurt
today.
this is people. Yeah, I know it's not the same, but they're still comparing this to like Arkham, um,
It
and
is
this
not.
and this is not going to be that. Like the combat has some similarities. It looks like, but it looks and I mean I can't say it plays, but it looks kind of floaty. It doesn't seem like it has the same kind
hmm
of I don't know punchy action that the other Arkham games had. So. I think people need to gauge your expectations for those who are expecting that. I don't think this is going to be that style of game exactly.
It comes out just a few days after my birthday, and maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'll reward myself with a copy. But
Reward
it's
yourself.
certain most it most certainly is not like
Timer went off.
you know me. I'm normally hyped for a new Batman game, and I'm not like jumping out of my seat for this one right now.
All right, we've passed
I'm not
30
even
minutes talking
excited.
about it.
Oh, I'm not even excited for the Rocksteady game,
Oh, the
the
Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad one.
It
Yeah.
looks okay. I don't, until I see more of it. Both of these just seem kind of meh to me right now.
Mhm.
I might change my opinion when I can see more fleshed out gameplay. I'm hoping one of them. I would imagine one of them will end up on Game Pass before too long. So
That was actually in one of the on I think on Unlocked, which is the major
mhm.
video or Xbox podcast on IGN. That was actually a prediction for one of them is that they thought Xbox. I think Destin, that was his prediction, is that Xbox would go out and try and secure this for Game Pass as to try and ratchet up some goodwill.
Trying to get
Considering.
something since Starfield's not going to show.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so another one to move on to is we'll go. This is The Last of Us. There were actually a couple major announcements with this whole thing, and again, this is the one I was talking about when I was saying I don't quite see why making another one because the previous one was already an incredibly good looking game, you know.
Yeah,
But
like I've seen people doing like screenshot comparisons of,
it does not look much different
well, okay,
to
no,
me.
to be fair, it does look, here's the thing, they redid character models completely. Like they look like
It
different
looks
characters
brighter.
now. It's like that's not what's standing out to me. I'm sure the environments will look better, but they straight up just made the characters look different. Like not like a huge amount, but enough that I don't know. They seem a little off to me. I think they probably did that especially for Ellie because they want her to look more like the Ellie from Part 2. So I think they're
Hmm.
trying to make that kind of change there, but none of it's worth putting out a whole new game for. Like,
But yeah, there were a couple good announcements. I mean, they announced that there were major. They're releasing a game solely just for multiplayer for Last of Us 2,
mm-hmm.
but it's its title, so it is not DLC or expansion. They're releasing solely an expand or solely a game that's just multiplayer
Yeah.
in the Last of Us world, which I don't know, that seems funky, but I mean, to most people, I would think Naughty Dog has built up some goodwill, so maybe people will be interested in seeing how that goes.
I don't know. I'm curious what it's going to be like. Is it just going to be like another competitive shooter, or is it going to have
He
some?
said there will be some story stuff in there.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, I didn't dislike Part 2 as much as everybody else did, but like their gameplay still is it's just fine for me. Like it serves the narrative that they're trying to do and like how they're trying to play out and pad out their games, but it's not like I feel like any of the combat from any of
This
the
is the
Last of
part
Us
you were
games are
talking
incredible.
about, where they
Yeah, like the characters just look different. They don't look bad; they just look different. But I don't think
mm,
they look. I mean, they do look better, but not
it's
better
not a
enough.
huge my the human eye though can only tell so much, and for me, it's like it looks mildly better.
Well, no, I think you'd be able to. Here's the thing: we're seeing these in stills. I think you will if you played them side by side. I think you would probably notice environmental details that have changed and stuff like that. So I'm not going to act like there isn't going to be a significant visual upgrade. I still don't think it's going to be worth it. Like
Hmm.
let this is Naughty Dog, right? Let them do something else. Like let
Yeah,
them make a different IP or different franchise or build upon something they've already done, like or not remake another game that has now been like, re-released. It was already re-released, remastered on PS4. So
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels wasted to me. I'm very much getting remaster fatigued, just in general. So many games are doing it, and I don't know. It's not doing it for me.
Well, I will also say, guys, if you don't know, I've never played the original The Last of Us, so I actually think I don't know when, but I think at least this month or perhaps next month, I want to play the original. I want to play it before this. So I'll dust off my PS3 and probably give the game a try.
No, it's
I
not a
definitely
long
at least
game.
want to
It's
play
like
it.
what 10 hours, something like that, if that.
I
So
definitely want to play it on stream for people, so.
fair enough.
But yeah, they announced that. They announced they're wrapping up footage for their TV show, which I'm personally eh. But
The game
yeah,
played out like a movie. Like, what's the TV
basically.
show going to add? Here's the thing: I think the TV show is going to make people more upset than anything else because it's going to be the Halo TV show all over again. They're going to change some weird stuff. It's going to mess with the lore, the characters, and people are going to be up in
If the
arms.
original is as good as everyone says it is, I mean, which again, I haven't played it, but if it's that good, how much better could the TV show deliver? How much,
I think the only rationale here is they're going to appeal to other people, like people who wouldn't ever play a video game but would watch a TV show on Netflix or
your
something.
mom and dad,
Yeah,
I guess that's what they're going for.
and it probably is. And I get it from a marketing standpoint. I think for gamers, though, it's not going to add a whole lot to the experience. It's just going to be, at best, the same story retold. At worst, they're going to go and change a bunch of things and make the gamers mad. And that's just, open up a whole can of worms. So,
All right. Well, I actually have one more game. I'm not going to go through all. I wrote a bunch of, but I just wanted to touch on one more game. Let me see if I can find it right here. It's a little tiny little game that I'm like super excited for. So this game right here called Time Flies. Did you get to you see anything about this one?
a little bit, yeah.
Oh, so you did, you kind of get it. It
Mm-hmm.
looks I'm trying to get to the There we go. So this ridiculous game, you play a fly's, I guess, lifespan, and I guess you just have to, I don't know, make it to the end of the level as a fly and avoid dying. I don't. I think it looks kind of fun. Uh, this is the type of games where I feel like someone who knows how to make games could have been like, "Gosh, I could have made that." I don't know.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, maybe there's more to it than they're showing off right now, but I don't know. It seems I don't know. There's
It
just
looks
not
fun.
anything
Here.
to this. Um, like, how
I
long
think it
could
looks.
you play this and
It's
feel motivated?
probably a short. I mean, I think we both played it, but do you remember Little Inferno? That was a fun little
Little
like
Inferno had a fair amount to it,
it's
though.
like a 45-minute game, I
Little
think.
Inferno? No, if you play that, there's hours of content there if you know what you're doing.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that game being ridiculously short.
Well, you didn't
I
finish it then.
I finished it. I did. It's easy to know when you finished everything in that game.
Oh, it took
'Cause I
me longer than
think
45 minutes.
I don't remember. But this game kind of reminds me maybe of what was that duck game or goose? What was it?
Oh,
Goose
Untitled Goose.
Untitled Goose because I think he has like a bucket list of things that your fly needs to do before it dies.
Hmm.
So it reminds me kind of like Goose Game where before your time runs out you try and get all these done. Learn an instrument, go on tour, leave your mark. I think that looks fun.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think it's silly. I don't know how impressed I'm going to be. This better be a Game Pass release. Otherwise, I'll probably never touch it. But
Game of the show. Game of the show.
if you say so. Now, that still goes to Shredder's Revenge. But I guess my big takeaway from this is this was boring. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
it's nice to see all these trailers, but I said there's no excitement around it. Like, there weren't any real big surprises. There were some neat new games. Like, apparently this Fly game is game of show to you, and that's cool that you get to be exposed to the new game. But they could have dropped all these trailers on YouTube, and everybody were like, "That's cool." Like, the event itself seems kind of meh to me. Or not, I
Well,
keep saying
another
meh. That's my new
thing.
catchphrase, but it just feels wasted.
Well, another thing that like might contribute to some excitement and to some hubbub about games is good old word of mouth. People in person go to these E3 events. They actually get their, developers and media people get their hands on the games and actually get to play some things. And it's like maybe that contributes to word of mouth. Like it's hard to like
It
watch
contributes
something
to
like
the
this,
excitement.
but it's
Like,
hard to like judge how a game feels from
yeah,
watching this. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, you don't have that just standard person element. Normal guy gets to go and play a game for a little bit and tell everybody how it was. Like, you also
Hmm.
don't get all the same, I think, coverage from other journalists. You don't get the interactions and interviews that you get on the floor, or like different what is it, publishers and developers getting together that they wouldn't normally get to interact with because they're all at the same event at the same time. Like, I don't know, you just miss so much. And as if this is a taste of how the future would be without an E3, I'm disappointed.
I agree.
So once again, that is boils
I,
back to what we said. E3. I'm glad to hear it's coming back. I hope it'll bring excitement back to it because that's gone right now.
Do you think the lackluster feel of this is because there's planning that E3 is going to come back? Or do you still think there's a sense of people just trying to throw together events because there is no E3?
Oh, I think that's it. I think they're trying to capitalize on the fact there's no E3. Um, I'm sure that's what it is. I mean, I'm sure
Um,
it is. Right, it is the only game in town right now. No pun intended. It's just not a very good game. Um, I don't know. I find it boring. I'm not one for these big shows anymore, too. Especially if I can't anticipate there's gonna be some big exciting moment. If all I think they're gonna do is drop trailers, I'm gonna do what I did this time. The event can air whenever. I'll go read an article about what was announced, and then I'll watch the trailers and highlights
mhm.
afterwards. Like, there's no feel like, oh, I need to watch this as it's happening so then I can talk about it. Those water cooler kind of moments. It's just like, okay, bunch of games. Hey, I like games, so good for me, I guess. So I don't know. I'm rambling
Yeah,
at
I
this
agree.
point. So